It's just me. So hello. But I guess we'll be here in like 10 minutes or so, probably. Now, obviously, chat. Let me level with you for a second. Alright, chat. Let me level with you. Now, listen. Your donations, they're so optimal. So I thought of a way to make them even more optimal. Alright? For you, not for me, it's gonna be bad. Chat. Observe. Observe, this. This. That's a test donation. Test donation. Ready? 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 Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Huh?
This is a test super chat message.
That's right, chat. All donations over $5 will now be read by Candy Cadet. You can... There are select things which I will allow, and those include the typical gooning, etc. If I see anything sus beyond that on there, I am smiting you and sending you to the Shadow Realm for all of eternity. So, I will mute that TTS in the click of a button. So, you know, finally, chat, I found a way to print money. Now you can tell me to spread it on camera. God. And I can send this to all my future employers. Alright. This is a terrible idea, you think? I got bills to pay. Okay. Oh no, it's already started. It's already started. No.
That's wild.
What the ligma?
Bro. What the ligma? Alright, anyway, chat. Last time we left off on Dream Theory. Also say hi to Fazbear Entertainment. Hi, Fazbear Entertainment. Hi. Alright, let me screen share to you, Fazbear.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but you're muted for me.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks, Fazbear. Yeah, fuck you, Fazbear. Alright. Let me,
I was just listening to you on stream. I was trying to like...
Oh, that's funny. Alright, let me gritty this over here. Alright. And then I just need to full screen this, and do this, and do this, and this, and this. There we go. Chat, what could possibly go wrong? Don't be so pessimistic, chat. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, okay. Squicks, it's okay. I have my finger on the mute button, and I will use it if I must. Okay. Alright.
Bro's gambling.
So anyway, this is Game Theory, Dream Theory Part 2. We're not gonna watch the full 2 hours, don't worry. This is just their, they put this at the beginning of one of their, videos.
This is the Dream Theory?
Also, chat, don't tell yeah, that's Dream Theory. Also, chat, don't tell anybody, but... Ready, chat? Ready for this? Chat. On Friday this week, GT Live is doing a FNAF Theory reaction to a FNAF Theories. Please! Alright, anyways. So I'm hoping that could be either, like one of our group's video. Dude, imagine it's Charlie87. This is from like months ago.
Bruh, that would be wild.
That would be absolutely insane.
I don't think that would ever happen.
Yeah. Alrighty. Alright, we ready to start the game theory? Game theory. Release. Release? Release?
At least until
Release!
Bro, the puppet was breaking it down there.
Bro, who said I need you in chat? Y'all are crazy, bro.
hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, where it's another day, another FNAF timeline. Don't worry though, I promise.
Oh, yeah, and here it is. Here it is, and it's already coming. It's
maybe that means I can finally do Undertale. You guys want that one, right?
What?
It's like a popular choice. Let me know in the comments. Now let me start this episode by making it very
I'm
clear.
going Gerbert mode on being read by Candy Cadet. Spread it on camera. Spread
What?
I have a favorite Italian brain rot hollow phase and my goat. Also, what did you guys think of Dreadnought gerbing out?
Alright, don't tell Raven I haven't seen Dreadnought yet. He's better send me a DM like,
also
T-Dreads,
have
we were
not.
never friends.
I was busy today, so I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, the video's quiet for chat. Okay, chat, hold on.
And he really gets bitten. And the events of each night at
All right.
Freddy's across the 4 games,
There
where
we
a
go,
security
chat.
guard is attacked by
That
robots,
should be a little better.
is taking place in his mind. Like I said last episode, the clock sounds
So when
coupled
did
with
this
Scott's
come
own
out, right
statements
after
both
4?
during
This came out very shortly after FNAF 4, yes. Before FNAF World. No, MATPAT, don't make a video on Undertale, somebody said.
the live stream and on Steam sold me 100% on that theory. That said, I, like a lot of you, aren't 100% satisfied with that explanation. Sure, the core gameplay sequences with you as the security guard might all be in the mind of a child, but the underlying story here about a serial killer stalking the halls of the restaurant are just too detailed and too well fleshed out to just be a wash.
In the flesh?
Here, to me, are the big issues that the dream theory
this one.
doesn't address. 1. The crying
Too in the
child is
fleshed
afraid
out.
of those yellow suits for a reason. Remember what you saw. You know what will happen if he catches you. These are
Yeah,
lines
yeah.
that his imaginary friend Fredbear repeats over and over. It feels a lot more sinister and real than just, oh, this kid saw
I,
something
too,
scary
came
and
after
misunderstood
FNAF
it in the
4,
shadows.
someone said.
2. The puppet doesn't have a good explanation under Dream Theory. Clearly, the puppet is one of the most important forces in this game.
That's true, he never
doesn't
sees the
fit into
puppet.
the dream
Yeah.
model cleanly. A lot of other theorists
Yeah, that's
have
always
said
been
it's
my problem
symbolic
with
of the
Charlie
boy's
Fredbear's is
actions
I
in his
never
own
see the puppet
dreams, but later
in,
this episode I'll prove that that's not
4.
true. If anything, the boy would be the
And the
security guard in these dreams,
Nightmare Owen is not
helpless
canon
and
either.
scared, not the puppet. I'm not buying it. 3. Scott confirmed the bulk of my FNAF 2 theory. This would be a strange move for him to go out of his way to
Truth
say
nuke.
that a chain of events was correct if it was
God.
truly meaningless.
Thank you, Matt.
And finally, number 4, the Atari minigames. Under Dream Theory, what?
True.
They're just dreams within dreams?
True.
What is this, Five Nights at Inception?
Chat, you know what doesn't have this
And then
problem?
there are
God,
plenty of little
victim.
issues, too, like
That's
a young
right,
child's
chat.
dreams
The
being
God.
so detailed as to include concepts that
Or
even
the
most
victim.
adults don't know,
True.
like sister locations and accurate minimum wage rates. So I combed over everything
What the
from
fuck
the
did
past
he just say? Sister location.
year of theorizing to come up with the most well
It's all over the desk. What is wrong with you guys? Like it's literally like
Bro.
all, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Every time I look over, there's just one thing that's just so incredibly
supported,
sus.
interesting, but also logical timeline of events.
All right, just for that, I'm putting my merch in the description. That's what everyone say. Thanks, Scaredy. That's Scaredy's fault.
Yeah, and you have to like the stream.
True. All right, it's blurred out, but you can see this pheasant. Ah, sales figures release.
I'm seeing it.
Oh, I'm seeing everything. Oh, don't read out anyone's full name. Copy. Okay.
I'm reading out create another product.
Yes, I'm creating it. I'm fucking creating everywhere. Yes. There we go. What a banger thumbnail this is, by the way, chat. Dream or God? Oh, I have to say what the link is. Get the epic new merch. Community meme merch. Boom. Bazinga. Bazonga.
They can't see any of this right now, huh?
No. I don't want them to see my my like PayPal. Okay, and we're back.
The story of the rise and fall of Freddy Fazbear's. Admittedly, there are still gaps and logical leaps, which I'll be sure to call out, but right or wrong, this is the flow of events I believe creates the most satisfying narrative to the series. So this one is dedicated to all you guys on Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, and in the comments.
I
who
wonder-
Reddit looked so ancient back then, bro.
I know that the first novel came out after FNAF 4, right? But how soon after?
Yes.
Like, did Matt have the books to work with at this point, or was he just going off the games?
Let a young man check. Silver Eyes release date. December 17th, so he would not have had... Oh, wait. FNAF 4. Lie. I'm stupid. Is that before or after? That's FNAF 4. That's before. FNAF 4
came out before.
Yeah. 4 came before.
Okay, so yeah, he didn't have anything except FNAF 4 to work with at this point.
All right, back to Slav.
Sending me theories for months. Think of this as my end of the year present for you.
Oh my god, does anyone else remember when that used to be the profile picture on YouTube? This little weird square thing. Did anyone else remember that? I remember that for some reason. On YouTube.
Then why is there like a regular one right under it?
Theories for months.
I'm telling you, that used to be a profile picture people got.
I
seen it.
Right or wrong, this box is
trying to
open.
gaslight
The
us.
story begins at Fredbear Family Diner, the first location as revealed to us by Phone Guy in FNAF 2, and confirmed indirectly by Scott when he approved.
I'm convinced all my viewers are
I don't
AI.
honestly think that there's much to debate here anymore. A child is murdered outside the establishment by a mysterious figure, the purple guy, who escapes unnoticed. The victim's restless soul goes on to inhabit a puppet, which would then haunt the halls of the pizzeria.
See what I mean?
Boom,
like, what do any of these words mean? They're coming up with new
owners
words.
Sell the name of Fredbear and the character's likeness to a larger company that will soon be known as Fazbear Entertainment.
Oh, it's you!
No way.
Give it back.
I have a shout out.
You have a shout out? Oh, in the video.
Yeah,
So I thought you were like, you were shouting someone out, bro.
Up in 1983, as seen on the Crying Child's
1980
television
Sigma.
set. Since buying the franchise, Fazbear Entertainment has distanced themselves from the last restaurant by redesigning Fredbear into a golden singer with a yellow rabbit partner. They've also rolled out a
Did they just say what?
Television set. Since buying the franchise, Fazbear Entertainment has distanced themselves from the last restaurant by redesigning Fredbear into a golden singer.
He's saying there was a restaurant before Fredbear's?
I guess so. I don't know what that would be. I don't remember him saying that at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said, like, after they buy it, that's when they make these guys, which would imply he either thinks this is a Freddy's or there were two Fredbears. Which is interesting.
It sounds like he thinks Fredbear was a different thing before Fazbear got it.
Yeah, the singing show, idiot, from the 30s and the Great Depression. God, this guy knows nothing.
With a yellow rabbit partner.
You're right,
They've also
right.
rolled out a popular TV series, Fredbear and Friends, as well as a line of merchandise that includes both plastic toys and
Why is the grass gray?
plushies of all the characters. But perhaps the biggest
What,
addition
does he
has been a
think
sister
that
location of
because of
restaurants
the
where Fredbear's
black
friends
versus
are
purple
headlining. Freddy,
accessories?
Foxy, Chica, and Bonnie, known as
What are they doing with
Sure,
these
like Golden Freddy versus
desaturated
Fredbear.
models? Why Chica that desaturated, bro?
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And that is our first major revelation, that FNAF 4's Fredbear-themed restaurant and FNAF 1's Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location are open at the same time.
Okay, see, that I agree with.
Mimic Bear's
Yeah,
family
I think I
Shrimperia was first.
I don't know.
Thanks, Grim.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think
My
they were
thoughts on the
same time.
Fazburger are all.
Although I don't know why the fuck they put
with
Freddy as the
Fredbear's.
mascot of Fredbear's. Come on!
Well, I mean, 70s Freddy is on the.
We know this thanks to the
thing
Phone
in
Guy
Security
tapes
Breach for
uncovered
Fredbear's
in
Family Diner.
FNAF 3. For those
Yeah.
of you who haven't listened to those enough times to have them memorized, I am so jealous of your life. But secondly, let me refresh your memories. The tapes welcome you to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and then mention a tragic incident at a sister location which results in the yellow spring-lock suits being decommissioned.
Yeah.
So let me translate that for you. For all of us unfamiliar with corporate buzzwords, a sister location is
Holy
defined as
haircut.
another company owned by the same
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
think
so
I
that's-
turned it on
I
for
mean-
memberships, but I have to read this one because I don't think I turned it on for memberships. Gerbert mode equals locking in on something, like how babies lock in on their Gerbert baby food. This feels like misinformation to me.
No, bro, it's in the dictionary. Haven't you read?
Okay. All right.
Haven't you read the dictionary, bro?
I can't believe MATPAT predicted sister location.
parent company. For example, KFC,
I think this is
Pizza Hut, and
still,
Taco Bell are all
like, especially
sister
now,
companies, with the parent
with,
company that holds them all
Fazbear
together
Entertainment
being Yum
being,
Brands.
like, a different
Yum is
thing
right.
from
I
Fredbear's
could
Family Diner.
totally
Like, it
go
didn't
for some
start
Pizza Hut right now.
with Freddy's.
Pizza Hut
It was
Lunch
its own
Buffet,
thing
you
before
are the
Freddy's.
best. Hashtag not sponsored. In this case, FNAF 4's Fredbear's is the sister location to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, with the parent company being Fazbear Entertainment. Corporate structure for the win. What all of this means is that the unfortunate incident that Phone Guy mentions in the FNAF 3 tapes is the crying child getting chunked.
Oh, he's wrong.
Okay. So a lot of the things that like people criticize MATPAT for, like, okay, he could not have known that at the time, but at the time you could have known that this was not true. Because this is not a spring lock failure. It's in animatronic mode. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the spring locks are like, what a spring lock failure is when it activates animatronic mode while a person is in it, but it's in animatronic mode already. But at the same time, what else would it have been before we got sister location, you know?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Big news. It's finally here. Chat, please hold.
What's finally here?
Can I copy this link? Here we go, chat. Oh my god. It's here.
Good evening.
The new Andrew acoustic cover. Yes. Everybody, like the new Andrew acoustic cover. Oh, are you ready to experience peak, Fazant?
I'm peeking it.
You ready to experience peak?
Yeah.
Sigmas and all other configurations of brain-rotted being. It is I, Maury Mortimer, the they-them
Yes.
person who made multiple covers of
Yes.
Natural Spirit, and I'm here to make another one.
Talbert David Reeds? You're wearing the Scott fit!
So,
What? Where did you get this? Did you kill Scott? Just
Bro,
imagine.
this is Scott Cawthon.
I imagine them breaking into Scott's house and just. Jab, cross hook. Just
behold.
boxing Scott
Yeah.
for his fit.
Oh my god, it's beautiful! Ah! Oh my god.
Andrew is the vengeful spirit, yeah.
Oh my god! What, the SpongeBob? No.
In the flesh
Just the best book on the earth.
'Cause it made Matthew Patrick fucking give
Holy moly.
You can point yourself to locker 14 to prove the vengeful spirit is Cassidy.
Dude, the worst part is they're actually good at singing.
But just look at man in room 12.
What do you mean the worst part? Why is that bad?
Right there on page number
Because they use talent for this.
Can't wait to meet you.
Oh my god!
Join the animatronic family.
Chat, let's get the 14s. Get the 14s, chat.
Real soon. Do your best to hold on.
Yeah, you gotta record a verse of yourself, like throwing in some ad libs with this.
The greatest writer on earth. He makes token fucking
Look like a worm, look like a worm.
So let's party and let's party again. 'Cause Toichiga is
William Afton. How do you do? Oh, he's extending it. They're extending it. Oh my goodness. Come on. True freedom of expression. How do you do? Andrew Venture's spirit.
How do you do? Cassidy don't mean shit. How do you do?
Man, the Venture's pregnant.
Andrew's in the game. I've had enough of this dumb stitch line.
Made a new theory called Andrew Line.
And it simply means that Andrew's in the games. No one else is in the games. Only Andrew's in the games. How do you do? I'm Cassidy.
This is so fire.
Spirit.
No, you are not. You stupid motherfucker. Andrew's the Venture. New verse.
A celebration to last eternally. I'm always watching, 'cause I've got an ending inside
Oh,
me.
ending inside.
Colin is the greatest writer on earth. He makes talking fucking look like a word. So let's party like it's the Purple Sun. And Torchica is wailing on that town.
This is fire.
Oh my God, David, this is such a good song.
Round of applause. Round of applause. Oh my goodness.
Right. You got the digital deluxe version.
Beethoven is rolling in his grave. True. So true. Oh my God, David. And not one mention of gooning.
We're healing.
That's Maury Mortimer made this. They're actually in chat. Salute you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Genuinely better than most shit on the radio.
Dreads.
No, low-key actually better than some actual, like, songs that I've heard.
Or honestly.
Look like a worm. All right. Talbert David Reeds. I'm going to have to start going by that from now on. How did you know my actual name? No. All right.
Right now. Pizza Hut right now.
Pizza
Pizza Hut
Hut.
lunch buffet, you are the best. Hashtag
Going
not
from that
sponsored.
to
In this
MATPAT
case,
moaning is
FNAF
crazy.
4's Fredbear's is the sister location to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the parent company being Fazbear Entertainment. Corporate structure for the win. What all of this means is that the unfortunate incident that Phone Guy mentions in the FNAF 3 tapes is the crying child getting chomped, which in turn is
Yes,
the
Gibby.
inciting event that causes the two recently delivered yellow suits to the FNAF 1 location, the Golden Freddy and Golden Bonnie suit Phone Guy talks about, to be stored away in the location's safe room. At this point in the timeline, still open and hidden in the back of the restaurant. Enter Purple Guy. Shortly after the yellow suits get decommissioned, more FNAF 3 tapes reveal Phone Guy warning employees to not bring customers back to the safe room and to stop moving the yellow Bonnie suit. In the following days, the safe room gets sealed with the request to, quote, not tell family, friends, or insurance representatives. Now, Phone Guy may be unaware of what's happening here, but we're not. This is June 26th, 1983. The date of the missing children incident we learn about through the newspaper clippings pasted on
Holy
the walls
moly.
of FNAF 1, where
this is
in the middle of the day,
83?
an employee dresses in a costume,
Oh, wow. I
lures
actually
5
didn't know
children
that,
to the back, kills them, and then stuffs their bodies into
I had
the
no
suits.
idea.
Although he's
That he ever made a... This guy's 1 cent short of getting the TTS. That's pain. That's pain. That's crazy. 1 cent short of the TTS. That's tragic. This is generally the happiest I've been in years. I'm gerbing out cry theorying to this gorgeous melody. I'm not... Will spread. See, this is why it's
Will
good. This is
spread.
why it's good to have Candy Cadet say, because then I don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except now you have to
caught
say
and
that
taken
one.
into
I think that's
custody.
why
The
it was a
fact that
cent
all of
short,
this
so you had
takes
to say
place
it.
in the restaurant's
manipulation.
safe room, which remember are invisible to animatronics and security cameras, means that the actual murders aren't on camera. As such, the bodies of the children remain missing, hidden in the suits, and the killer can't be charged due to a lack of evidence. This is all represented in the game by the Foxy Go 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 minigame, where the layout of the game parallels the layout of the FNAF 1
It what?
location. Pirate Cove, to the right, a dining area. And as
I mean, I don't really call that a dining area. It's more of like a box with nothing in it, if you ask me.
Yeah.
we see in the Give Gifts, Give Life minigame from FNAF 2, the puppet saves the
Bro, that's why I
kids
don't
by
get the
giving them
argument of like,
life
oh, it's
inside
a
the animatronic
simplistic
suits.
version
So
of a
now at this
restaurant
point in the
'cause it's just a
timeline,
box.
we have
But
Freddy,
every
Foxy,
minigame is just
Chica,
a
Bonnie,
box.
Golden Freddy, and the puppet
Yeah.
alive and well. Well, not alive, dead, and then reborn. You get the idea. Also, the company closes up the safe rooms to avoid all liability for the murders, and eventually the pizzeria is closed, and the old animatronic
Did we really just say Foxy Goon Goon Goon? That's not the name of the mini game, dude. Come on.
Animatronics retired due to the health
That is
conditions of the
fucked.
restaurant. As we see once again in the newspaper clippings from FNAF 1, the smell of
it's Aura.
rotting bodies inside the machine
No, it's not
starts stinking
Aura.
up the place. So now let's pause there for a second. Up to now, everything has been pretty well substantiated with evidence. But before we get too much further, let's take a minute back with the crying child. Remember, one of my biggest concerns about Dream Theory is that the crying child is scared of the yellow suits, but there's no real good explanation as to why. So what if the reason the crying child is scared of the yellow suits is because he saw the missing children's incident? What if he saw...
Oh, this is MCI 83. Interesting.
Yeah, what is your explanation under God victim for this? Him being afraid of the whatevers. Is it just?
I mean, if
scary
we
'cause
wanted to go
robot?
really stretch it with God, David, it could be that David knows that the mimic put people in suits from when he was in it.
Why does it look like that? It's scary.
Why does it look like that? It's scary.
Yeah, so it could be that. I do not know. I have no clue. Even operating under the theory that he's an omnipotent psychic god, it still makes no sense, that line. Those lines still make no sense.
Well,
That's
I mean,
what-
under loop victim.
oh my
that's
god.
why
Yeah,
I
but
like
loop
loop
victims,
victim.
loop victims, like, it's a good theory, but it's like, really, Scott? Why? Why would you write that?
He's scared of Fredbear because he sees himself get bit every week.
the employee dressed up as a yellow animatronic, luring the children away. Yes, this would mean that the missing children's incident would happen before the yellow suits are retired and before the kid gets bitten, but
Yeah.
it's a theory that works for a lot
It does. So that part of the story is easier if MCI 83 is true. I don't think
Yeah.
it's true.
of different reasons. First, he's always at the pizzerias, especially towards the end of the day, so he'd definitely be in a position to see something like
It's hard to
this.
say at the
Second,
moment.
it explains his irrational fear of the yellow suits because he saw people get taken to the back and never return. Third, the lines of "remember what you saw" and "you know
all
what
these
will
are fair
happen if he
points. These are all
catches
fair
you," that
points.
psychic friend Fredbear keeps repeating makes a whole lot more sense now.
All fair
And
points
finally,
if he
and
saw the
perhaps
Spring
most
Bonnie suit do a murder.
importantly, look at this line. "These are my
Yeah.
friends." If this were indeed true, this line takes on a whole new meaning.
I know Draz still believes MCI 83.
Bro, Draz is like foaming at the mouth listening to this right now. I just know.
always thought that line was weird. Like,
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
they're
Chat, unfortunately, I got nothing. These are all fair points, especially during the time the game came out.
your imaginary friends?
Well, I got fair
suppose,
points
but then
under
why would his
Loop
collection
Victim.
of plushies just be with him when he dies? Why is that such an important detail that Scott chose to include? It wouldn't be, really. But what
Under
if they were
God Victim,
literally
would it just be
his
that
friends?
he
That he knew
associated
the kids who
the
went missing and
characters
got
as his friends,
stuffed,
and
the
so he
plushies being
became
there in the
friends with
final
the
scene
spirits
represented
when they
not
died?
his plushies, but the spirit of his friends, the ones possessing the suits, being there with him as he dies. Now that gives you a reason to be scared of this restaurant.
True.
But we can take it one step further. There's one more issue with the crying child we've yet to cover. What happens to him when he dies at the end of FNAF 4? My original theory put him in the puppet because of design details, but in retrospect,
This is so common, yeah. I remember this whole debate. The ancient Dawko versus MatPat. Is he Golden Freddy or the puppet?
that
debate.
was wrong. Reddit user
Yeah.
3IEYIJ
3IEJ. I'm 3IEJing it.
3IEJ. Reddit user 3IEJ did an analysis of the color of the text during the ending sequence. All of the final lines aren't in the yellow used for psychic friend Fredbear, but rather a mysterious new off-white color for the final
Bro,
lines
this
of
is still a
"You're
debate
broken,
today.
I will put you back together."
Oh
It's
my
a
God.
subtle
Oh, no, we'll never
detail,
know.
but it's very clear that this is an intentional difference.
Okay, chat. Is it me or is the color palette of this video fucked? Everything looks desaturated and like they added extra reds to it. Like the Fredbear down here is damn near orange. What do they do?
Yeah,
What do they
I
do
was
to
thinking
the,
that earlier.
What do they do to the color palette of this video?
That Scott included in the games. So who's speaking?
400 viewers. Oh my gosh, guys. Press like, and I'm gonna stand for no particular reason. Oh wow, that's cool.
So
Yeah.
standing it.
Good thing I didn't stand even higher. You would have seen my ginormous wiener. Just kidding. I've got pants on. All right.
Well, who else but the one figure we know gives life to children dying in events around the Fazbear Entertainment franchise? It's the puppet, promising to right the wrongs of the pizzeria by bringing peace to the crying child's spirit. How does he plan to do this? Well, look at what he says. We are still your friends. It's not I am
they're
still
like
your friend. The puppet
Cheeto
using
colored,
the
bro.
plural here means that there would be multiple spirits present in this final.
Yeah, it's the question of is it a guy speaking through the plush that's saying they and the other characters are his friends, or is it literally two spirits, right?
Yeah.
Or are they actually dead kids in plush? Because remember, you do have later on you have the memory. Remember the collective memory, and those are little plushies of the animatronics. Foxy has his mask though, so.
Well, I'll be right back.
All right.
Scene that consider themselves friends to the crying child, but we also see this. I am still here. The others are gone now, stuffed, leaving only the one with the ability to transcend the animatronic suits, the puppet. This makes a lot of sense if we again assume the crying child knew the kids who got stuffed during the missing children's incident. And look,
so funny enough, this would be a version of Charlie Last, because it's Puppet Last, the last one that dies. So, good thing he's not here, or he'd start being like, yes.
the last line the puppet says, I will put you back together. We've all been assuming his you is referring to the crying child, but consider for a minute that the puppet is instead playing the pronoun game, to steal a phrase from CinemaSins, and is instead referring to the plural you.
I can't believe the puppet got woke. Oh,
You
drats,
five are
FNAF,
broken,
drats.
And I will put you 5 back together. He's planning on reuniting the spirits of these 5 friends.
Chopped.
What makes me so sure? Well, we see it happen. It's the conclusion to the whole story. In FNAF 3's The Happiest Day minigame, we see the crying child's birthday one
You see why? Oh, it must be the Halloween update where the balloons are black.
more time. 5 kids in masks representing the same 5 animatronics, with the birthday boy representing Golden Fredbear. You can even compare the locations. Both
I
are
like calling
long
him Golden
corridors
Fredbear.
with 3 tables and a 4th one slightly off to the side.
Yeah,
The
this I agree with, but that to me says it's more likely to be the Golden Freddy kid is crying child.
balloons are also the same colors: red, green, purple, yellow, and blue. Even
That don't look so green to me. Is this the Halloween update, or did they have an exporting issue where they forgot to export the fucking greens? Because it might genuinely be that they accidentally set the greens to 0. Holy.
the exit is where the Fredbear stage is. An exit that, if used, results in the bad ending because the souls don't get...
They forgot to export the video with greens. They set the greens to 0. And so they exported the video with no... Look at Andrew, bro. Andrew got no greens. What did they do to Andrew? No, dude, good thing Withered Circle isn't here. He'd be having a heart attack without any greens.
Bro, that's just Shadow Andrew.
Peace. It's where the child was chomped. And who's the
Chandru.
one we see in this minigame putting everyone back together again? The puppet. Just like he promised the boy he would do on his deathbed.
Fredden's actually so smart. This video's attached to a live stream, and they would have probably used a green screen at some point later on. So they might have just chroma keyed out the green, and it led into the video.
And here's the best part. How do you get to this minigame? Well, by playing through a bunch of others, including the Stage 01 game, which you access by typing the numbers 395248 into the wall. Why are those numbers important? It's the hexadecimal
Maybe tell me
code
to
for the
look at the
color
Freddy
of
Bully.
purple guy, only it's backwards. It's Scott's way
Yeah,
of showing
Freddy-
that the
Freddy
puppet
Bully's
is
shirt is
actively
brown.
trying to
They
reverse
actually
the
removed the
work of
greens.
the purple guy and the atrocities committed inside the walls of Fazbear Entertainment pizza places. From here, the rest of the story is surprisingly straightforward. The pizza chain reopens during the summer of 1987 in FNAF 2's bigger location. Fazbear Entertainment rolls out the toy animatronics based on the character models of their merchandise, allows them to free
is a
roam,
no
and
swearing
even
stream?
equips
Who's gonna
them
tell
with
'em?
facial recognition software as added protection against child
This is about the
murder.
least
There's
child-friendly
definitely
place
a
on the
pattern
internet
being
you could be.
established here, so good on them for taking preventative measures. However, as we all know, it's not enough. As we hear about from the phone guy and in
Actually,
the
we're
Save
about the
Them
same as, like,
minigame,
2012
the purple guy,
Markiplier.
now the daytime security guard, kills 5 more kids within the walls of this restaurant.
DCI
When the
believer,
puppet
haha,
enlists
take
the
that.
help of the
Take that.
possessed
Ha, ha,
Freddy
ha, ha,
Disagree.
animatronic to
ha.
save the kids, the purple guy responds, "You can't, because it's true. They're already dead." That said, a case can be made that the puppet successfully gets these 5 souls into animatronics too. Notice that before this, 6 characters were possessed, but now there are 5 new animatronics in this location. Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy, Toy Chica,
Wait, this
Mangle.
cannot be.
5 new animatronics in this location. Toy Bonnie.
Oh, no, those are his eyes are black and white. Okay, yeah. They destroy the green.
Toy Freddy, Toy Chica,
Really
Mangle, and Balloon Boy. 5 spirits for 5 robots? Quite the coincidence, don't you think? Additionally, we hear from Phone Guy that around this time, the toy animatronics inexplicably become
Bro,
more
saying Balloon
aggressive
Boy's got a
towards
spirit in him
adults.
is
But
crazy.
stay
Yeah, that's pretty well. I mean, if the leaks of doom are correct.
friendly towards
Bro, that's got to be the most
only-
miserable existence ever. You get killed by Willie
No,
Mason.
that's what I
and you
mean.
possess
Like,
Balloon
that's
Boy.
what I mean. I'd be so pressed, dude. Like, that is the worst crime.
Bro, that should be Balloon Boy,
Okay.
the one you shouldn't have killed.
The
I'm not
explanation
even
here is
gonna
that the
go
5
into
new
it, 'cause
child
they're
spirits are
leaks,
given
maybe, but-
life in the new toy suits by the puppets. But these spirits are angry. The pizzeria is gonna close, but not before
Yeah,
one
those leaks are
final
chopped.
birthday party. Where angry and eager for revenge against their killer, these newly created, possessed toy animatronics lash out at their murderer, the purple guy, who they know as the daytime security guard. Except, bad news, purple guy is long gone. He did his business and got out. In his place is Jeremy, night
Yeah,
security
this
guard
part's true.
moved to the day shift, wrongfully
Yeah.
attacked by a vengeful toy animatronic
What?
the day of the birthday,
I'm
losing
the
his
bad
frontal
man.
lobe and coining the now iconic Bite of 87 moniker in the process. This
What if he
causes the
says who-
location to be
who he
shut
thinks Bite
down
of
and the
87
toys
was?
to be scrapped. Animatronics from here on out are no longer allowed to walk around, and with Jeremy out of commission, Phone Guy volunteers to take over the position of Night Guard. Which brings us to our conclusion. The story comes to a final head in 1993. We know it's that year because of the minimum wage rate at the time, as well as
did
the
he forget about
11-12
FNAF 3?
date on the check. It doesn't matter if you're working night or day shift, all workers get paid on Fridays, and November 12th, 1993 landed on a Friday. It just fits. So Fazbear Entertainment tries to reopen the
Wait, did
FNAF
he just make the generalization that all workers in the entire world get paid on Friday?
Yeah. I know, that's why Gibby thinks it's 92.
I'd be
FNAF 1
getting
92.
paid on like fucking Monday sometimes, bro.
Yeah, I think if
Yeah.
you look at the date of the paycheck on FNAF 2 in 87, and you align that same day with FNAF 1, it would actually be FNAF 1 92.
Okay, yeah, Chad, that's a little crazy. Oh, I'm gonna cry. No, Chad, this shit ever happen to you? When your shorts come out of the washing machine, and one of the drawstrings is gone? No, dude. No, I can't even tie them anymore. No. Oh, that
So
sucks.
start digging in your shorts.
I'm
Tim.
not digging in my between.
one location with the original animatronics and Phone Guy as security night guard. With the restaurant reopened one final time, we see this scene, where the puppet is waking up the spirits inside the animatronics one final time. It's time to get their revenge on Purple Guy at last. Phone Guy gets killed, and as we see in the final news article on the wall, no one comes to the restaurant because of its dark, tragic history, with the franchise closing at the end of the year.
And they're all
Sometime-
saying whip it out. Ah, I know what it feels like to be a female streamer. My chat is just non-stop gooning to me 24/7.
After, Purple Guy returns to the building, dismantles the
Yeah, that's
suits, but in
crazy.
doing
I
so,
know, bro.
unwittingly
Crazy.
unleashes the spirits of the dead children, who attack and kill him, and if they're reunited by the puppet in Happiest Day, finally receive their peace. Well, that is, until Fazbear Fright opens and unearths Springtrap, but with all the other animatronics at peace, the puppet must get his hands dirty one final time, returning to burn down the building and finish Purple Guy off for good. Or not. like any good horror story ends. So what about the Phantom animatronics, Shadow Freddy, and all that? Stay tuned, we're going to talk about those during the live stream immediately after this episode. The video's getting really long at this point, so I want to kind of close it out here. But as we close out here, I have to ask you this. Was that answer satisfying? You see, that's the beauty of the dream theory and the frustration of anything else. There's so much lore, so many puzzle pieces to fit together that in order to account for everything, the story can't get much simpler than that. Dream theory in this instance is so satisfying here because it explains all the messy...
Holy lies. Holy lie.
A dream theory was satisfying.
Yeah, maybe if you hate
of
yourself.
the lore in broad, easy to understand strokes without you needing
Dream
a
theory is
PhD
satisfying in the
in
sense that you can
FNAFology to
say
understand what's
whatever,
going
and it's a dream.
Listen.
to understand strokes without you needing a PhD in FNAFology to
Oh, I know who that
Professor
is.
Petal.
FNAFology reference in 2015. Oh my god.
understand what's going on. Sure, it is possible to
Professor
fit
Petal
the
in here.
My fan base is a reflection of myself. Yeah, I know. It's my fault. Sorry, chat. I've ruined you.
details together cleanly, but it's not an easy to follow story. It's almost like you need a full-length book to truly put all the pieces together. Okay, I
Yeah,
get
so
it.
it had just been announced, must be, during that time.
Yeah.
No restaurant runs on a Monday to Friday work week because they're open 7 days a week. So any assumption about that really bugs
Yeah.
me.
I've worked for several restaurants where I got paid on like Thursday.
Get it. Scrap everything I just said. Scott's got a book. Another FNAF
Yeah, just
video
one.
made
Scott has
mood
a
by a
book.
Scott Cawthon announcement. Or not.
This was the start of the fall.
This is actually a
The start of the fall, you said.
Yeah.
last-minute update.
The
I'm
introduction
recording
of the
this
books.
literally hours before the video.
I didn't ask to be sexualized. I think if you went through my live streams, the word gooning is the most used word. So it is, but like for me, in my brain, the sexual part of the word gooning doesn't even register. It's just such a stupid fucking sounding word that I love saying it. It's the same reason I call Cyanide Sigmanide and I call Gibby Gibby's Skibbity Skibstead, right? It's just they sound so dumb that I love saying them.
In live stream tomorrow, but it was just too important to leave out
vocal
because it
stim.
looks like
Yeah, it's a vocal. I'm stimming.
Scott agrees with my conclusion. For once, the story is indeed just too crowded to be satisfying. When talking about the new novel, which, true to form, released early, he said the following, quote,
Right,
the
here's what's
truth
crazy.
is that after a while, lore becomes so dense that there isn't room
Scott
for a
has never
story
once changed his
anymore.
stance on the
Sometimes the
books.
timeline gets so full that the only way
Mm-hmm.
to tell a real story is to have the story
Everything I said was drowned out by a football hat. Brendan's. It's funny. Okay. Sorry. What were you saying about the?
This quote right here, if you read it with the deconfirmation of Tales in mind, Scott has never once changed his stance on the books, and everybody just like hallucinated
Yeah.
that he did.
That's funny.
story set in a different timeline, end quote. So there you have it. Dream theory for your simple answer, and a 20-minute long timeline for those of you who want something a bit more complete. So which do you find more satisfying? Well, let's talk about all of that live.
Hey, Gibby. Same old phone. Same old phone.
Same old phone is crazy.
All right, well, that was pretty solid. I think he was trying to think of something different, obviously, because FNAF 4 is mad weird, and he thought of MCI 83. So, I mean, I can't really fault him. During the time, that was like a pretty decent.
Same old phone.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Same old phone.
Yeah. Same old phone. All right, chat. It's time for sister location. I wonder if he will talk about the schedule. Oh my god. No, my audience is pretty tame on my videos, which is good. My videos, they're pretty chill. So
It's
Yeah.
been half a year.
it's just in here that the inhibitor Shadow the Hedgehog inhibitor cuffs come off, and they're like, gooning.
So let's do this. Let's solve the secrets of FNAF
I hate God, David.
Sister
Me too, me too.
Location months before
Right.
the game comes
Bro, I love
out.
God, David.
Oh, ow, my ears, MATPAT, my ears.
I'm always curious when I'm looking at these theories what the context was surrounding it. Did they have the second book in the third book, or was it just the first
Welcome
one
to
still?
Game Theory, where today the goal is to solve the biggest
I
game
think
in
Scott had the
history of
entire trilogy planned out.
2016 before it even exists. For once, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but I
get
mean,
to
like,
jump
when
on
Matt
you,
was working
Scott
with his
Cawthon.
theories at this
Here's
point in
how I'm
time, did
gonna
he
do
have
it.
that
We'll know
information?
that
Or
Scott loves dropping little teaser
Like, how many
hints on
books
his
were out?
site, but this
Nice.
time he's tipped his hand a bit too far. Enough for me to get a solid theory going on a lot of key elements we'll see hidden throughout his.
I like how
newest
everyone just
installment,
dropped the schedule
Sister
after this game came
Location.
out. They're just like,
And
oh,
while
that was
some
cool.
clues come from the teaser images and trailers themselves, the biggest revelation
Until, like, a couple weeks ago.
source code on Scott's website. So get ready for a comprehensive preview of what Scotty has in store. Because by the
Scotty
end, we'll have
C.
looked at every, and I mean every element of this franchise. From the original series of games, to the novel, to FNAF World, to the ever-evolving source code on ScottGames.com. In our attempt to expose the facts behind the next trip to Freddy's. Now, Scott hiding hints in the coding of his site is nothing new. It was the source code that started the whole Bite of 83 versus 87 debate back during
Yeah, nobody
FNAF
knows what the
4.
fuck
But
happened
this
there
time,
either.
It's a bit more than just a mere hint of what's to come. It is a
So it's
fully
obviously
fledged
God victimisms.
story. So let's
Yeah.
take this line by line. This first big chunk at the beginning starts off like a collection of letters and punctuation.
Oh, wait a
but
minute.
upon further
It's some sort of schedule. Man, if only there was a theory to explain this. Dang nabbit.
inspection, you can make out repeated numbering patterns and letter combinations representing days of the week. When pieced together, it becomes a schedule looking like this, listing out the days when certain animatronics are either available for
Schedule theory, phantom tax. All right, anyway.
needed for a private party
Sorry.
or mass.
See, that was one of my
Either
stims.
in Maintenance or needed for a matinee show.
New stim chat, Ave Maria.
Bitch.
That's
It's also worth
wild.
mentioning that 4 animatronics are specifically called out here. BBY for Baby, BAL for Ballora, and FTF for both Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy. Now, for those of you who don't follow every scrap of information about these games, let me explain.
Alright, Chad, is that
Reddit
better?
discovered that Scott had gone and copyrighted various names, presumably for these new animatronics, and here we see it being confirmed. More on some of these guys in a minute. The thing I want to call out first is that there's clearly a 5th animatronic in this schedule, 0500S. Out of service.
True.
But who could this be? In the trailer, we only see 4 animatronics. Well, that's where this teaser image comes in. A few weeks ago, this image was up on Scott Games. A mask with glowing eyes and a tangle of wires, almost like tentacles, accompanied by this text.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Holy
Here's a little
shit,
bit of thinking.
Jesus is in the chat.
Everybody,
Yes.
end quote.
I
Notice
knew
the
it.
grammar
No way.
here. It's
I
not
knew it was real.
everybody, but everybody.
Davidson.
This is our 5th animatronic, our out of service animatronic. I mean, look at it. This guy ain't being
I forget, in your
booked at
schedule
any
theory, do you say
children's
that it's entered
parties.
too? Or who do you say it was?
I do not say out of service is entered because we know he's not an animatronic.
Yeah,
he's
well,
a bunch
he's
of
the
animatronics.
project,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, I think entered's a project. No, I think out of service
Entered's
is
a
just the out of service suit, the one that's
This came
Yeah.
from my old pizzeria.
Man, if this guy went inside the purple guy's son, that would be a disaster.
But that's not all we can conclude about him. The text indicates that a piece of him, his soul, his mechanism,
React content and brain rot, rent must be high. True. Real as fuck.
whatever, is in every other animatronic body. This could have 2 possible explanations. Either he's possessed the other animatronics and is
This actually is for a video, though. I'm doing a big MATPAT FNAF theory retrospective at some point, so it's not only React content; it is React content. But it's
trolling
like
them, which would
like
explain the
85%.
"don't hold it
We got-
against
we got
us"
some
line
extra
from the
percent
teaser trailer we hear
of-
over and
of
over again.
leeway.
Or, more likely, he's the reason the other
Mildly chopped.
animatronics have life in the first place. This pile of wires is kind of like the puppet from the original series, giving gifts, giving life. Or maybe
No, that just didn't happen.
this is the puppet. A
Bro, that's crazy.
Charlie, you look so different.
new and rebooted version of the puppet. Now, stay with me here.
Yeah,
One
this is before Sister Location, so I can't even bully him for this. It's just guesswork.
thing that we've largely forgotten
is just
about
like a
since his
plain
first
mask.
appearance back in FNAF 2 is how the puppet character just didn't fit in with the FNAF world. Sure, as it kept
The
making
what? Sorry, I'm sorry.
appearances game after game, we just kinda accepted its role. But seriously, think think about it. FNAF 1 through 4 were all about animatronics with big, bulky bodies and an animal theme. But then insert the puppet, thin and with a human face, complete with red cheeks, crying eyes, and red lips.
That's a fair point. It is very different. And presumably it originated at MCM, right? Because of the puppet designs?
Yeah, and also Jackie playing my grandfather's clock.
Yeah. So he might have been spot on here. I mean, not sister location.
What I think is weird is that, like, nobody's ever really, I don't know if anybody's ever made a theory on it, but like the fact that the puppet just basically has the same face as the mini Renas.
Ever thought maybe Schmidt is Mike's last name? Immortal and the Restless is about a baby born out of wedlock. We never hear Mike Afton having an alias. Is Mike's real last name? It could be that. It could also be because I could see him changing his last name repeatedly because he shares the last name with the suspect of the murders.
Yeah.
We do not know Henry's last name in the games, though. So the design is very human, somebody said.
Features that we haven't seen on anything else until now. Fast forward to sister location and we see humanoid faces everywhere.
Yeah,
Ballora and Baby.
And all this stuff is carnival themed, which we now know dates back to Murray's, at least.
MCM.
Rosy cheeks, lipstick. And now look at Day of the Tentacle over here. Notice that the ears can detach, separate itself from the main mask part of the face. It's the exact same silhouette that our puppet's face has had since the second game. Additionally, if you look at the trailer for Sister Location very, very closely, you discover what may be a very cool Easter egg. In the reflection of Funtime Foxy's cheek, we see something. For all the other animatronics, it's a part of their body. For Ballora the ballerina, we see the reverse of her arm and earrings. For Baby, it's her finger and bow.
Holy
But
John FNAF
Foxy
sound
here
design.
is reflecting something that has a bright red
Right, where do you think John got it from?
dot.
I mean, this is kind of fair because that dot does seem to be too bright red to be Foxy's cheek, which is like pink.
Besides two colored streaks.
Yeah, this is actually kind of fair. Did they ever find out what this was?
It looks like shading to me because it looks like the same reflection up a little bit, and that looks just like a shadow.
Yeah, it just looks so much more red than the cheek.
Yeah.
Streaks, aka a bright red cheek and two streaming tear tracks.
Okay, but the cheek is like below the wing. You know what I'm saying? The cheek's like down here, and the tears are like up here. But it also could be just because it's like distorted. I think it would make more sense for it to just be Foxy.
Ennard's nose or something.
That's actually not a bad guess, actually. That's actually not a bad guess. Could be Ennard's nose.
It's like that time we covered reflection mapping to find Super Smash Bros. Hidden location.
I remember
Could
that.
that be the
they doxed the cafe and Smash Bros.
puppet's face reflection mapped onto the
I'll take the Minecraft Steve, please.
model of Foxy's skull?
With the
Regardless,
extra wave
though,
dash.
if you ask me, we haven't seen the last of the puppet in whatever form he comes in. And
Brendan, don't call him Matt Huzz. Come on. Matt Huzz?
based on the designs of these characters, Sister Location might finally be giving us the origin story we've long been waiting for. Now, hopping back to the source code, the next section shows us that there seems to be 3 file directories for various clients. The first is for a place.
Yeah, so client is somebody you're doing business. Yeah. Okay. Client is someone you're doing business for. You're helping them out. So Afton Robotics creates animatronics for Chica's Party World. They also create animatronics for The Bunker, which is private birthday booking.
Wait, that makes so much sense if Murray's Costume Manor literally just turns into Afton Robotics. If Afton just continues working with Chica's Party World.
Say that again?
Like, Afton took the whole MCM property and everything.
Yeah.
If Murray's Costume Manor just becomes Afton Robotics, he would just still have the directory for working with Chica's Party World.
Oh. So yeah, I know what you mean. If he bought out MCM, Oh, that's so smart, actually. Nice job. Yeah, if he bought out MCM, and now he has all MCM's assets, Chica's Party World, being a client, would come with that. And that's Client Directory 1, which I always thought, like, this is the first one, this is the earliest one he obtained. That's cool. So he has Chica's Party World because he took over MCM. Then he has Private Birthday Booking, which is the rental service. That is the bunker. Because 5 OL is 5 on location.
Yeah.
And then Children ENT is Children Entrapment. Everyone's seen Schedule Theory.
So this is...
And then, yes.
Yeah,
So we have Chica's Party World from Murray's, then the rental service that kills kids, and then Criminist, which is labeled as a separate company. That's labeled, so that's what's weird to me, is that's the one problem I have with it being Child Remnant Installer, and that's what everyone in my comments was saying too when I brought that up, and when Gibby brought it up like 10 years ago, is because you would assume that Child Remnant Installer would be a subfolder of CBear, right? But it's its own thing, right? Because if it was in the bunker, because all the rest of this stuff, Client Directory 2 pertains to the bunker, but Client Directory 3 is a separate
I wonder
company,
if
apparently.
I'm looking at CRMN, and I'm wondering if it's something like Circus Rental.
No, the circus rental has to be Private Birthday Booking. That's literally what they do. That's what they're designed for. Client Directory 2 has to be the bunker. Has to be. 5 on location, Children Entertainment, birthday props, birthday book. It's so easy. It's
But like with modern stuff, you could say it could be like Fall Fest. Right?
I guess, but then you have Project, which Project is the name of every single Sister Location teaser. Every single one is project.jpg, which is clearly a callback to this. So Ennard is project.jpg. Baby is part of project.jpg. So to me, that says the project is Ennard, because most of the teasers was about the animatronics. So everything comprising all those animatronics is the project. So I'm almost wondering if, for some reason, CRMN INST is the true intention of the bunker, the true intention, and Private Birthday Booking is like the thing on the surface, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is what we're doing.
Like the public.
Yeah. So this is like the public thing, and this is is there such a thing as two businesses running out of one place? I guess it's like a ghost kitchen.
Yeah, like a ghost.
Motherfucking Mr. Beast Burger. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Beast Burger Theory. I'm going to launch an AI thumbnail designer to billions of people.
Well, I wonder if this is also like potentially layers. Like, say, the Private Birthday Booking is like above, like physically above whatever Directory 3 is.
So what if Chica's Party World was Circus Baby's Pizza World? Because they're both the worlds, as it were. So that turned into Circus Baby Pizza World. And below that was the guys. And below that was the Remnant. Doesn't CO mean care of? That's down further. But I'm too stupid to know that. I have no clue. I just think it's weird that this is such a short file directory. Whatever's going on here, this is like probably the evil thing. Because it literally is only one subfolder, whereas all these are like bajillions. Right, anyway. MATPAT release.
Place called Chica's Party World, the second for private birthday parties, and the third for CRMN Institute. I can only assume Carmen Institute or Criminal.
And this is the thing, right? The Criminal couldn't be FNAF 2. Right? It couldn't be the toys, right? No, yeah, there's no way. Because he's not involved with FNAF 2. Those are that's somebody else makes the toys. Okay. So that's what I mean. Having it be Criminal, I feel like in the 10 years almost since this game. Yeah. I feel like in the 10 years since this game, if there was like a random fucking prison where the fun times were being used,
we would have got something about it.
Yeah.
Institute.
Because remember, there's not even like anything in like the files, like the cut, like a blueprint of a,
a lot
evil
about the
prison.
setting
Yeah.
and universe of Sister Location.
And he's lobby or
First,
whatever.
many people have speculated that the industrial feeling setting shown during the trailer for the game is a
Hashiri-da-sai,
factory for the robots.
Hashiri-da.
I think we can get a bit more specific. Considering the availability schedule that we just covered
Thanks, Alan.
and the client folders
what?
with various needs for birthday party supplies, it feels like this new setting will be
Or
a
someone's gonna
storage
make some
facility
cafeteria
and
out of that.
distribution center for the
There you go. So you got this part right. Yay!
animatronics, responsible for shipping them out to various gigs across the Fazbear
Congratulations, MATPAT, you did it. Woo!
locations. The reference to Chica's party world builds out the lore of the universe, showing another spin-off location to the restaurants, but also
See, but that's what's even more trippy because that implies that Chica's Party World was a restaurant that was operating like after that MCI, or
Yeah, I think that
after
very
Afton
well could
Robotics.
be the case.
Afton Robotics was constructed. Like after, or you're right, and it's just he repossessed it because it was already part of MCM and they never used it any.
Because here's what I'm thinking: if MCM, right, their whole thing was that they were a contractor that made animatronics for different companies, and Afton just literally took that over. That would make sense if Circus Babies falls under the Fazbear Entertainment brand, and that's why you have Circus Baby alongside different things. And Afton Robotics is the company that Afton took over from Edwin, and so he's
I could see that.
acting
I could
as
see
the
that.
contractor for Circus Babies.
Yeah, that's no. I can see that. I can see Afton Robotics just kind of like. You ever play that game Agario where you play as a giant circle and you eat other circles?
Yeah.
His Afton Robotics came and he ate and then he got big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing about that though is that if that is the case, we see in Murray's Costume Manor that you have Chica as part of the Fazbear project, but you also have Chica as an independent company running under Chica's Restaurants LLC. So I think that it's possible that Chica is like not a character specific to Fazbear.
Not the public domain Chica. That's crazy. Release.
strikes me as just that, a reference, a fun Easter egg, referencing the one animatronic who won't be appearing in this new game. So far, we've seen versions of Freddy,
That was an
Foxy,
aggressive
and a
whoosh.
Bonnie hand puppet, but Chica has been noticeably absent. And honestly, I think it's gonna remain that way. For some reason, it just
Should I show chat the new brain rotted intro to the help wanted stream?
Yeah.
Chat, I officially have Zoomer editing now.
Right. Might genuinely need like a warning or something for this.
Okay, warning for Zoomer editing, chat. Behold the power of hiring an editor off Twitter so I don't have to do as much work. I did hire another editor, but it's going not as well. It's going good. Yeah. Okay. Where's that?
Yeah, that one's chopped.
Shit, that was necessary. Okay, what if he's watching the stream and I hurt his feelings? Okay, let me.
Not this one. The one we're about to watch is peak, but it's also a lot.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Ready? This is gonna be really, really, really brain rot visually stimulating. Now, here it comes, chat. It also might be insanely loud. Can I change the audio before it goes? All right, I can't change it. All right, prepare for your eardrums to be blown out. All right, chat, watch this brain rot. Here it comes.
I'm rotting it.
You ever feel like you've seen everything
Oh my
there
God,
is to
it's
see
so
about
loud.
Five Nights at Freddy's VR? Well, think again, because today my friends and I dived deep into every aspect of this game and are using our Einstein. Chat, how do you like? Isn't that lit? We got we have real editing now. Real editing. Finally.
I'm editing it.
Finally. Zoom editing. So.
Bro, I never saw it big like this.
Dude, that retention graph better be going exponentially upward with all of this, like, all the brain rot in there. It's an experiment, chat. We're experimenting. We're gonna see if it does good or if it doesn't. I'm seizing it. Someone's having a seizure, they said. Okay. The wilting flower they sent. Because mine was fake editing. My editing was okay. Yeah, the production value is better on that. Who's the editor? I will put them in the description when the video is out. Alright. Yeah, I know, the face cam, well, the face cam with my giant head, that was edited in, but that's because during the stream, I had a really bad face cam. So that's not his fault. During that stream, my face cam was horrendous. So he's just kind of forced to work with that. So, I was using like a...
Just re-record it.
just only my face. Only my face on top. That would be mad funny.
It's like the opposite of dubbing. Like
Yeah.
lip syncing the video to the audio.
I specifically instructed the editor not to make it insanely brain rotted the whole way through. I was like, please just like go easy after the intro. So we'll see. Anyway.
Just feels like she doesn't fit in this new world. And so the mention of Chica's party world is a fun wink and a nod to a character that will be sorely missed. But to me, of all this section, the most crucial client is the last one, the CRMN Institute. Notice when you look at it that it has a subfolder called Project. This to me is incredibly important since every teaser image Scott has posted on the site related to sister
management.
Yeah, but who be doing that? Also, 600 viewers, woohoo!
Location has been labeled project.jpg. Seems like a generic naming convention, right? Wrong. I went to an Internet Archive database and dug the source code of all the past teaser images from all of Scott's past games, only to find that his labeling system has been very consistent. His FNAF World images were all labeled FNAFworld.jpg, images about the...
Got a donation.
FNAF World.
Isn't CRMN the abbreviation for crewman in some context? I think military? I'd what that could mean.
Didn't they make a shitpost about that? The movie script, the FNAF 2 movie script? Didn't they literally like make fun of that idea? Like, these Afton robotics. My goodness.
The book were labeled FNAF the Novel.jpg. Even FNAF 4 teasers shared the titling of simply 4.jpg. The fact that sister locations...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The teaser names have always been related to what's in them. So the fact that these are all called Project means that all the animatronics are the project. And all the animatronics become Ennard, which means Ennard is a project.
Are all labeled project, and that there's a client directory hinting at some mysterious institute and a secret project going on there, says to me that if we're not headed to a...
So, dude, I think Gibby might just be right. This might just be Child Remnant Project. Like, Because what else... Because it's not the rental service, because that's up here. That's up here. What else related to the 5 animatronics could it be? What else related to the SL animatronics could it be? Go ahead.
Yeah, what I came up with with Shizu at like 7 a.m. in the morning after staying up all night was Child Remnant Memory Networking, because it's related to FNAF 4, you know, with like the 1983 code and stuff like that. So if it's something to do with like, you know, dealing with memories, setting up, you know, put her back together, happiest day, all that kind of stuff, I feel like memory could be one of the words.
Wait, we just received the biggest fraud Afton donation.
Because Fazeburger. Afton abducts Edwin post-explosion, possibly mimic later, forcing him to be the aft robo-engineer. He makes the flip side, desk guy.
Yeah, dude, that's the biggest Afton fraud theory. He doesn't even build the fun times. He just has Edwin, like, chained up in the basement and makes Edwin build them. Edwin's desk guy. Edwin, I made something terrible. Her name is... Edwin was... He was kidnapped and forced to make murder clowns. Holy optimal. Yo, chat, can we all get a fraud Afton, please? Bro's actually a talentless hack. Thank you.
Distribution center, then we're going to a place where these guys are getting experimented on, which ties in with the trailer quote of... You don't know what we've been through. These guys are being experimented on, a project at some mysterious institute, and you can bet that they're not happy about it. But perhaps the most crucial detail hidden in the source code is the last line, a line that blows the door wide open on the story.
Chat is split between whether or not that's a good theory or a bad theory? The Edwin kidnapped theory.
For this new game, service log maintenance CO or care of AF.
Okay, yeah. So it is care of apparently. Also, Scott, you really had to remove the O. Like, do you think we're that stupid that we couldn't think of? Like, give us an extra letter for CRMN. Like, and get this one back.
TN Robotics. Afton Robotics. What the heck is that? It's a good question. If you're like 99% of the fan base and only know the game.
Cocomelon.
Dude, I can't believe they got Harry Potter and Cassidy on the same screen, bro.
True.
He was a
That's just the
friend.
MCI
Games,
right
this
there.
might not
He
ring a
betrayed
bell,
them.
but if you happen to buy and then make it through all 500 pages of the Five Nights at
Yeah,
Freddy's
actually, the Silver Eyes is kind of beefy. I reread it recently. Silver Eyes is kind of a beefy book.
Silver Eyes novel, then
I
that
haven't read
name
it
sets
recently.
off all sorts of alarms. You see, in the book, the Fredbear and Fazbear restaurants were founded by two men. The first is named Henry. He's the father of the main character and the creative half of the company, the one responsible for designing and building the robots that we all know and love. The other co-owner was, ready for this? William Afton, and he was in charge of the business side of the restaurants. Paperwork, taxes,
The purple guy
things like
senior.
that.
The
So
purple
to
guy
see
senior.
Afton Robotics in the source code teasing Sister Location is huge because it means that the stories of Sister Location and Silver Eyes are linked. But get ready for this. Here's the bigger twist. By the end of the book, it's revealed that William Afton is
Thank you, Jungle
what
Boy.
we fans of the game would
Thank you.
know as the Purple Guy. Yeah, in the book, Purple Guy is revealed. Afton is the one who kidnaps and kills children while wearing Fredbear-themed suits. His first victim is Henry's son Sammy, followed by 4 other kids.
Right,
who
guys?
sold
Right, guys?
Bro, that's the wound first inflicted on Henry.
Yeah, the
Sammy.
wound first inflicted on me is that shit ass plot twist.
eventually possessed the infamous suits. So, through these source code teasers, not only has Scott confirmed that this new game will be tied to the lore of the book, but we'll be dealing with a robotics
Ow.
company founded by and named
Ow.
after the child-killing Purple Guy. Now
Purple
that's
Guy,
already a
son.
huge mind blow, and I'm about to go further, but before I do, let's address the elephant in the room, the canonicity of the book. The internet, by and large, dismissed Silver Eyes under the assumption that Scott said it's not canon to the first 4 games, but that's not entirely true. If you read his entire
That is-
statement, and I understand that it's hard for you, internet, since it's 3 whole paragraphs that aren't summarized with a TLDR
Or about
line,
gooning.
he actually says, quote, sometimes the lore of something can become so crowded that you can't tell an original story anymore. The first 4 games and the books should be considered to be separate continuities, even if they do share many familiar elements. The book is canon just as the games are. That doesn't mean that they're intended to fit together like 2 puzzle pieces. The book is a reimagining of the
Feels like, I'm assuming that means Baby. Feels like Baby was meant to be this huge villain and plot point that was dropped. In the book, in kind of both the books, actually. Things that look like Baby are like super big villains. But in the games, you'd see her like once or
Yeah,
twice.
like even Eleanor
Yeah.
in Frights.
the Five Nights
That's
at
a good
Freddy's
point,
story,
Warner.
End quote. And this makes sense, right? The first 4 games
true.
were crushed
Baby
under
being
their own
abbreviated as
convoluted lore and
BBY,
fan base
Gregory
dedicated to
being
making
abbreviated as
every new
GGY.
toe added to Foxy
my
mean
goodness.
something. Now, I'm
And Brazilian butt lift being abbreviated as BBL.
not saying that's a bad thing to have people enthusiastic about your story, but it
Brazilian
does become
grunt
limiting when you make
Stop, what?
continuity errors or want to do something new with these characters. And with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie
Brazilian.
coming ever closer, it becomes even more important. There needed to be room to
Wow,
insert
they were talking about the FNAF movie back in 2016. That was not a good, that didn't happen.
actual characters into this story. You can't make a movie out of some pre-taped phone tutorials
that
and
was
silent
9 years
furry
after.
monsters. Thus, enter Silver Eyes,
Oh,
which
he
builds
thinks that
out
Silver
new
Eyes is gonna be the
characters,
movie.
new faces, and new stories that can be told in the
No.
setting of these games. So yeah, the separate
Not
canonicity
far
of the
off.
book makes sense, but as Scott said, it's a reimagining. And obviously there's gonna be a lot of crossover. And based on that Afton clue we just saw, Sister Location is gonna be bridging the line more and more. So does any of this matter? Yeah, actually a whole lot. Because if we take the Silver Eyes Sister Location connection to its logical conclusion, huge pieces start
630
to fall in
viewers.
place.
Bro, how T-Dreads be pulling numbers like these? That's crazy. Actually, it's not me. They're all here from MATPAT. But still. Hi, guys.
Because we're
So
pulling.
let's start by
Chica's
working
party Lord
backwards.
reveals
Based
stuff.
on the trailers and
True.
teasers, Sister Location's main animatronic is this clown girl. Baby. But the teaser trailer isn't the first time she appears. She's introduced at the end of the FNAF World Update 1.2,
Baby off that fast
something we discovered in our playthrough of the game over on the GT Live channel. Once you collect all the characters and beat Chica's Magic Rainbow,
Fiona.
long story not worth explaining, you're immediately taken.
I cannot believe. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was you that said this, and if it's not, I'm about to call you out. I remember receiving a text from, I think it was Fazvent, at like 3 in the morning that was like, Fiona and Chica's Rainbow are the only two characters with a big ass gap in between their teeth.
I think it was Shizu.
Okay. I seen that at like 3 in the morning. I was like, what are we doing? Dentist theory.
Into a cutscene where a mysterious figure at a desk apologizes to you for creating a robot that cannot be deactivated. The bot's name? Baby. We then see a pair of eyes light up, telling everyone to take their seats before cutting back to the room to see the desk guy.
Kind of implied this minigame's happening in the flip side.
Yeah.
Because the bear's white.
Because you're flippity flip bear. Dude, if Deskman turns out to be Edwin, I'm gonna crash out. Dude, I'm gonna crash out. If it's like Edwin made baby, crashing out.
Lying there.
The baby isn't mine. It's Edwin. Clara is Fiona,
Bro.
who's
Holy moly.
fucking it. And he's saying the baby's not mine, Fiona, because your actual husband, who was fucking it, made it. Yes, sir.
No, it's because William. The reason Jackie never shows back up is because William takes Jackie and turns it into Circus Baby, and the baby isn't his. He stole it.
My name is Jackie.
They're dead, presumably killed by Baby. Now, many people assume that Desk Guy was Scott Cawthon since he's the creator of the animatronics and the minigames that you play in FNAF World.
Hey, Steve
However, it'd be weird
Snodgrass.
for Scott to kill himself. Plus,
I need that as an audio bite. I need that as a fucking audio bite. It'd be weird for Scott to kill himself. Na 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 na. That's fire. But hey, that's just a theory. It'd be weird for Scott to kill. Holy dude, I just know his fingers were like slowly lighting on fire when he was writing the script. Like, it would be weird for Scott to kill him. And the angels started singing from heaven. Oh, the greatest script ever conceived.
Plus, the dialogue from the FNAF in Space minigame, yes, again, FNAF World is a weird game, seems to imply that Scott is a separate entity from this Desk Guy
That's true.
creator figure. So if Desk Guy isn't Scott Cawthon, then who else could he be? Well, now that we know that Baby and Sister Location both have ties to Silver Eyes, we can actually identify who this mysterious creator of
Yes,
FNAF
man.
World is. He's Henry, co-founder of Fredbear's and Purple Guys.
I'm sorry. I mean, he couldn't have known. This is what I mean, right? Because as the games progress, right? Because obviously FNAF 6 isn't out. So I'm saying, blah, yes, chat, obviously I know he couldn't have known this because Henry's alive in FNAF 6. And he's thinking that it's this guy because a robot kills Henry in the books, right?
Yeah.
For some reason in my mind, I always thought it was a robot in the corner of his garage that like stabbed him while he was working. No, it's not. It's a robot that like followed him up the stairs or something. I reread the Silver Eyes the other day. It hunts him, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it hunts him, yeah.
His business partner.
Also in the
How do we
the
know?
art for
Well,
it,
not
it's
only
an
is he the
NO2,
creator of the games
like
and
in the graphic
animatronics,
novel.
his death
Nice.
also lines up with the way he dies in the book. Stricken with grief over the death of his son, Henry commits
Son.
suicide in the living room by letting one
Yes,
of his
in-
No,
animatronics
pigtail girl, don't do this.
kill him. One that remains nameless in the book, but is clearly not any of the core 6 of Freddy, Foxy, Chica,
You know what's funny is they literally say that it's Foxy in the book. It's Foxy's endoskeleton
Wait, the one that Henry builds?
that kills him. Yeah, they literally say it's. Yeah, they literally say Foxy's the one that does it in the book. That is the one that kills
Wow.
Henry. Isn't that weird?
Why would they specify that?
Yeah, they do. They say so in the scene where Charlie's being chased by Foxy at the end of the book. Charlie looks at Foxy and gets really upset because she can tell that that's the same one that killed her father. That's a whole passage in the book.
guy's son.
Because Foxy's
That's so
eye,
weird.
Foxy's eyes, or his eye in particular, recognizes it as she recognizes it as the one that killed Henry. No, she doesn't have that reaction to any of the other animatronics. Thank you, Leon.
Yeah, I wonder if that is supposed to be like something about Mike with the, you know, like the bite victim, something like some kind of weird symbolism.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why Foxy's
the
out of
novel?
order.
I actually have not read the visual novel
It's
yet.
just made to kill people.
That's so funny. But yeah, that's pretty weird that it's specifically Foxy that Henry has kill him. Weird. Because you'd assume no, because that was at Fred. Yeah, that was at Fredbear's. Yes. Okay. But then he had the robot kill him and then went on to use it at the. It's weird. Super weird.
Bonnie, Golden Freddy, and Golden.
But also,
Bob.
yeah, this is wait, hold on. Oh, the Candy Cadet has this one.
I can't believe he didn't figure out that desk guy Edwin and the animatronic is Fetch.
The animatronic that killed him is Fetch. That's funny. Yeah, but this is just wrong because in the Silver Eyes you could tell that Foxy was. It says it. I'm pretty sure in the Silver Eyes book. So this was a mistake, I think. But then again, I didn't know that for like 10 years. I learned that like 2 weeks ago when rereading the book. Also, 700 viewers, chat. You know what that means? Time to floss. That's right, boys. All right. Every time I hit 700 viewers, what are you doing here? We're on stream. We're live, by the way.
I know. I came in here to say good luck with the live stream and hello chat.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Don't worry. I pay attention. All right, bye guys. Peace.
In other words, Henry the Creator is killed in his home by a mysterious new animatronic, just like we see happen to Desk Guy in FNAF World. The events just line up. Now that's all the stuff that I feel really confident about. But now let's have some fun and take it even further.
Oh my god, he just went into the pit.
Admittedly, I don't think that this is where Sister Location is headed, but there is enough of an evidence
Dude,
thread
old Game Theory's editing was so fire. Like, this shit right here.
further. Admittedly, I don't think that this is
with the Sister Location just running
Sister
down the
Location is-
road, like... Is it his
headed, but
gas?
there is enough of an evidence thread to take us to some awesome extremes. So let's have a little bit of fun with this, shall we? First,
No,
notice how
MATPAT,
Baby
get out
is
of the ball
introduced
pit.
to us at the end of FNAF World as two yellow eyes in the dark.
Oh
And what's
no,
the fir-
no.
Yellow eyes.
All right. Seeker of comfiness. Here it comes. Get ready. Hold on to your seat. Oh my god.
image we see in that game. Two yellow
Holy
eyes in the
shit.
dark, along with the iconic ending line from FNAF 4, I will put you back together. It's also the last thing that we see in the true ending to the game. Two yellow eyes saying, I will put you back together. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way that those are Baby's eyes. One, why would she say that when she wasn't even in FNAF 4? And
She
two,
got
we all
green
know
eyes.
that line and those eyes belong to the imaginary friend, psychic friend Fredbear. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who you gonna call? Psychic friend Fredbear. Well, don't be so sure. Let me remind you of something. In the FNAF 4 cutscenes, each character has a specific color for their dialogue. Number 787878 for the brother, FFFFFF for crying child,
F's in the chat for crying
57C0FF
child.
for the brother's friend, etc. Psychic friend Fredbear's dialogue for all of his lines
Psychic
is always
friend.
the
Oh, yeah.
FFFF57 shade of yellow. And yet, for the final lines of You're Broken, We're
Be
Still
crazy
Your
as
Friends, I will put
87.
you back together, it's a different shade of yellow. FFFFA0.
Dude, imagine if it was FFFF10. Imagine.
Similar, yes, but definitely different from Fredbear. So very intentionally, Scott made this a different character, but in a strange twist, it's actually a color of dialogue shared with one other character we see in FNAF 4. Pigtail Girl.
No! That's crazy.
Do you think Pigtail Girl is early
I
Elizabeth?
forgot where I heard the theory, but I remember a theory saying that the endo that killed Henry was the Mimic. Before the Mimic was even big in FNAF.
That's interesting. Must have been like
'Cause-
after the story then. No, it doesn't say like that's not like a sister. It doesn't talk to him like a sister does, and there's nothing to indicate that. Aside from it being on the flower, and there's a flower in the room, right? Flower poster,
Yeah.
and aside from that, there's nothing to indicate this is a sister. Like the way they talk to each other is not familial at all.
Yeah, but also Scott Con. Like, do you think it's now meant to be the sister, or do you think?
No, I don't think it is. Yeah, no, I don't think it was meant to be the sister at all. Because then
Yeah,
she'd
flip
be
side
at
saying
the
that
birthday party
he-
for sure.
The flip side saying that he thinks it's the toy girl.
I just don't. I don't think she's in the game. I don't think she's in the game. The sister. I don't think we see. Ow! Oh, my ears.
The one who knows that the animatronics come to life and get stuffed with dead bodies. Coincidence? Yeah, or at least we all thought so last year. But look at her design. Dressed in a skirt with reddish pigtails and big green eyes. Just like
Yeah, I mean, this is a fair
design
connection, though.
of
This
Baby.
is a fair connection.
Hear that? The collective sound of eyes being
Gaussian
glowed
blurs.
across the internet. But if the glowing eyes, shared dialogue
Thank you,
color,
Captain.
similar designs, and repeated line of "I will put you back together" didn't convince you, it doesn't stop there. Remember the biggest lingering question from FNAF 4? The girls' room? No one had an explanation for it. I didn't have an explanation for it. And yet Scott felt it was
It's just
important
Mike's
enough
room,
to
that's
the
why it's
lore of the
Mangle, because
story
Mike
to
likes
show
Foxy.
us. And now we might actually know why. What if the girl is a part of the crying child's family? First, it would explain why we would see her color of dialogue reappearing in his final moments. As a family member, she would be there in the hospital with the boy as he tries.
You see, now that's a good point. The fact that it slipped my mind that the color's reused in game. It's a color that's used in the game before, and so is the other one that speaks, which would imply there'd be 3 speakers. You know, if it was the sister, the Afton, and the Mike. Yeah, it's the whole family was there.
Plush trio. It's wild.
Plush trio is crazy.
Is to recover. And if she shares a connection with Baby, it would also tie together the random presence of Mangle in the room. One of the other key animatronics we see in Sister Location
There's this
trailer is
Mangle.
Funtime
He'll make you
Foxy,
dangle.
which we can confidently say is an intact model of what will eventually become Mangle.
Sorry.
Again, we're looking at the major
So Matt
details.
thinks Sister
Yes.
Location before too.
Yay! The game wasn't even out yet.
Some things may or may not be there.
That's
Notice
true,
the
yeah.
lipstick,
There's
the
no
red
way to
cheeks,
know.
and painted fingernails on Funtime
And in a way, he kind of got that Baby was going to be the crying child's sister. In a way, he kind of got that before the game even came out.
Foxy, all of which
Yeah.
reappear on Mangle. So in the 2 games, we would have Baby and Foxy linked. Is it a stretch? Absolutely. But then again, this is Scott we're talking about. To me, though, the coolest part about this connection would be in the name of the game. This
Yeah,
whole time,
Sister
we've been
Location.
assuming that Sister Location was
Sister
referencing
Location.
some other spin-off chain of restaurants, or, like I said earlier, a storage and distribution center for the robots. But if the pigtail girl's soul is trapped in Baby, and she was indeed the sibling of Crying Child, the phrase Sister Location takes on a
Sure.
whole new meaning. This is her game, a game about one sister's soul
I mean, he's just
trapped
right.
in the
I mean, whether or
baby
not it's this girl, he's right.
animatronic getting revenge for her
Yeah.
brother's death. Just don't hold it against her. You don't know what she's been through. Or maybe now you do. But
I've
Okay,
always-
listen, right? That was, I would say, a 9 out of 10 theory. He was wrong about a lot of things, but keep in mind, the game was not out. The amount he was
Yeah.
able to get right, given that the game was not even out yet, I'd say that's one of the better theories that he has on the channel. That was really solid. If only he could have solved that schedule, though. 1738.
Thinking
I'm
back
like, it
on
was a
it,
pillow.
why are the Biddy Babs British?
Because they're robot recreations of the god David. Why does it look like that? It's scary. Why does it look like that?
Dude, I just came up with this is totally off topic, but I just came up with more God David.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was
Well,
thinking about the fact
don't
that
keep me hanging. Huh.
we never hear the crying child speak, and we also we hear all of the other Aftons except for the crying child and debatably Mrs. Afton, but we also never hear Gregory speak in the therapy tapes.
I mean, the crying
You know
child
what I mean?
does speak in FNAF 4.
Yeah, but we never hear it. Like, we hear Mike, we hear Elizabeth, we hear Afton, all of that within the same game. And we have the connection to the crying child with 1983 code, but we never hear him speak, and we also never hear Gregory speak.
But we
as
do
Patient
hear
46.
David, though. He says, "Why does it look like that? It's
That's
scary."
true.
All right.
And he goes, wait for Mama. Mama loves presents.
Mama loves hitting the quitty. I said right foot. Okay.
When it gets dark,
This shit's so boring. When does David appear? Chat, all I'm saying is that there's a FNAF theory reaction on GT Live on Friday and a theory the day after that. So I'm praying to the god David gods.
they will awaken. The children's spirits will rise.
Listen, dude, if I somehow get on there, that'd be like a top 5 T-Dreads aura moments. I would have to say. Wouldn't you say, Pedro? That'd be like top 5 T-Dreads aura moments.
They will kill you. I'll just walk out in the morning, stepping over your corpses one by one. You are intruders.
Oh my god, you see Afton? He's going down the hill.
None of you will survive the night. And what makes you think they
Back
won't
when William Afton was like, cool.
kill you? Because I'm
the fun
one of them.
Because I am a skibbity.
And the number of dead child carcasses left in your story's wake than literally anyone else out there. I mean, I've even gone so far as to do the unthinkable for these sister location videos. That's right, I reread The Silver Eyes. In an ironic twist, it took longer than the actual game. Now, here I am piecing together this script after, I kid you not, a weekend spent doing nothing but thinking about these games, writing and rewriting timeline after timeline to account for all the nonsensical Easter eggs shoved into this 4-hour experience. And you know the conclusion that I've reached? That your version of events isn't satisfying. That any theory I come up with that attempts to bend over backwards and cobble together every line of dialogue, design detail, and character motivation will be overcomplicated at best and inherently flawed at worst. And that's not me admitting defeat, it's a fundamental problem with the series right now. This one just tried too hard to do too many things. You've got elements of the past 4 games mixed in with FNAF World, mixed in with the book, all of which at this point have questionable canonicities, conflicting storylines, and competing dates. Couple that with characters that mimic other characters,
What?
Anyways,
that lie to you, and characters that may not even exist across the different story threads of the franchise, and it's unclear if this is a continuation of the books, if it's a continuation of the games, or just an outright reboot of some kind. The best analogy I can think of is that it's like the giant human glob you turn into at the end of Inside. A massive limbs all struggling to work together to move in one direction, but all just flailing out randomly. And honestly, it could have been easy. With Scott saying that the original story was completed with FNAF 4, you could have just said that Sister Location was aligned with the book and FNAF World to start paving the way for the movie. But then you couldn't
how do we be pulling 700 viewers on average per, like average stream, like almost every stream now? What fucking happened?
Because you're
that's damn near real streamer number. Like I would say 1,000 viewers would be real streamer numbers. Like just crazy.
You just had to throw in those FNAF 4 Easter eggs, huh? And those put everything into chaos.
What good content? I'm sitting here talking about gooning, watching MATPAT.
Just the purple god's son.
Yeah. Nothing you said contradicts what I said.
Wearing the best shirt ever made by artist Barber Droid.
And it's not just me feeling it. Based on what I'm reading online, a lot of FNAF theorists sense that the lore contained in Sister Location is a game changer, but then they don't exactly know why or what to do with it. Struggling under the weight of explaining away Ennards and babies, Mikes and Williams, casual bongos and exotic butters. What's an Easter egg, what's a tongue-in-cheek reference, and what is actual canon? So understandably, there's some confusion about what's actually going on in this game, and that is what I'm out to solve in these videos. Picking Sister Location apart to definitively put together which details matter and why this is such a monumental game for the franchise's lore. So go ahead, keep your plots vague and convoluted, Scotty boy. I'm here to translate your madness to the world. First off,
oh no, he just subtle Mormon diss. You see that? That was crazy. You guys are insane! Shows a picture of Mormons.
Playing as. Historically, the protagonist of Freddy's games have had a varying degree of importance. There are those like Mike and Fritz who, for all we can tell, were just names with the sole purpose of filling out the "to" line on a paycheck. Sure, they may have been retconned into some importance now, but they were never really intended. I think
that was a logbookism.
Then there was the crying child of FNAF 4, hospitalized and trapped in a waking nightmare. Slightly more important, I would hazard to say. And the game recognizes this as, during your first encounter with the new animatronic baby, she calls out,
"It's a strange thing to want to do, to come here. I'm curious what events would lead a person to want to spend their nights in a
getting
place
turned like this.
willingly. Maybe curiosity. Maybe
Starts playing like trap beats.
Answering the question of who you play as in Sister Location is more important than any of the rest of the games in the franchise, since it practically dictates every other element of this story.
Oh yeah,
Why
he
you're
thinks
there,
we're playing
what
as
the endings
William,
mean,
which
what
the
this
animatronics
location
also do.
stands for, how this fits into the overall timeline. It's a big
fell for the
deal.
in-game.
Bro
Personally,
fell
based
for
on
the
the silhouette
in-game
in the mirror, my
prank.
first guess is to say that we're playing as Rick Astley, and Scott is just committing the most elaborate Rick roll in history. I mean, just look at that hair.
That
It's
song
an
is low-key
exact
a banger,
match,
though.
and let's face it, Scott has proven that he's not above trolling us. But assuming he has a little bit more respect for the fan base than that, there can only be one possible conclusion here. In Sister Location, we play as William Afton.
Yeah,
Purple
that's what Ennard thought, stupid.
guy himself. And no,
You know,
I'm not just saying that because the
In
eyes
any
in the
way you
ending are
look at
purple.
it,
Like,
it doesn't make sense to me because Baby goes, "I don't recognize you. You are new."
Yeah,
Like,
well,
bro,
baby's
that's your-
baby's a liar.
Your brother,
so-
and also you think it's your dad.
yeah,
like,
but she's a liar.
how would you not recognize it?
That boy's a
Why
liar.
would you lie about that?
That boy's a cheat.
Just
Why would you,
just
dude?
to
Baby lies
prank.
about fucking everything. I don't know if I can trust that shit she says, bro. Something bad happened yesterday. Maybe something good happened yesterday. Maybe she won the fucking lottery. Like,
like literally everyone else on the internet's been saying. Sure, it's a nice detail that may hint at
This the
Scott's
purple eye son.
intentions, but it's not proof. For proof, we begin by turning to the
got
in-game
edited inside of
dialogue.
him.
On your quest to unlock the game's fake ending, the animatronics taunt you with these little bits of dialogue, spoken by a young
Clara
girl
could
with
get
a
it.
British-sounding accent.
I'm still here. Isn't this why you came here? To be with her again.
So we know that whoever the player is has some sort of connection to this mysterious young girl.
Yeah.
But who is she? Well, throughout the game, between nights,
this is fine because we don't have like the father. It's me, Michael.
Yeah, that came from
Like,
the
yeah, the custom night.
night, right?
Because he could have just thought that the hand unit's name was Mike.
hear the same
know what I
girl
mean?
pressing her father to let her play
Like,
with
he
the baby,
nicknamed his
saying
hand unit or
things
whatever.
like,
Daddy just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny. Didn't you make her just for me?
From that small snippet, we can not only tell that our character is her father, but that he's also in some way the creator.
Okay, why
or
did
has
he-
some
why
level
are we
of
getting
control
turned now,
over the
Matt?
animatronics? This in turn narrows the field down by quite a bit to two men, William Afton and Henry, no last name given, the two co-founders of Fazbear Entertainment as introduced in FNAF Silver Eyes. By the way, low blow, Scott, forcing people to read in order to have any sort of clue as to what's going on.
Bro said this after one book. Who's gonna tell him?
In the franchise now? Because seriously, without reading the book, you would
The dreaded Tales games era.
have no clue the importance of William Afton.
I'm
Oh,
honestly
well,
of the
that's what I'm
opinion
here for.
you don't
I
need to
read
read
it
a
so you
single
don't
book
have
to understand
I'm
the
like
series.
nostalgia
At
critic.
least at
Anyway,
this
based
point
on
in
the
time.
girl's accent and William Afton's similar dialect at the
Yeah,
beginning
now
of
it's
the
a lot
game,
easier.
She can dance.
Although, like,
she can
agony or something.
She's equipped with a built-in helium tank.
Remnant or
inflating
something.
balloons right
It's
at her
more
fingertips.
context.
it would seem as though we
Yeah.
have ourselves a match.
You are the father.
But let's not be too hasty there, Maury. We can be even more sure. In the game's real ending, you get yourself tricked, becoming animatronic
No,
fodder as the machines scoop
he
out
got
your
entered
internal
inside
organs
of
and
it.
replace them with
Entered
endoskeleton
inside.
cores. Now,
Ew.
this really bothered me, since
Analog
it's like the
horrors.
antithesis of what we expect from our stories when we beat the game. Here I am wanting to finish my night and return home to
That's
my
scarier than
basket
the
of
Walter
exotic
Files.
butter, but no, that's reserved for the fake ending. Becoming a flesh suit is somehow canon to the series. I wanted
That's
to
why
write
he's
it off
purple.
as jumping the shark, like, hey, we're getting a little bit too absurd right now, but then I realized that this is a franchise built on haunted
the fields.
animatronics chasing you through a pizza restaurant after they've been killed by a serial killer hiding in a mascot suit filled with killer springs. So,
Please, Clara,
crossing
let
the
me
line of
hit
absurdity,
real.
Yeah, I think we're long
True.
past it at this point. Becoming a flesh suit is an oddly specific event to be integral to the lore, and yet there it is. So we're left with two options. Scott's either completely lost it at this point, or he has some other plans for this character. And indeed, he does, as the novel once again shows us why this odd story turn is so important. In its pages, we're treated to all sorts of lines that make it clear Mr. Afton
720 viewers. I'm gonna need y'all to like the stream real quick, so when I end the VOD, it blows up and everyone on Earth watches. Thanks.
is the one who
Appreciate
gets
it.
himself
Yeah, what are you
stuffed. Page 407. Quote, Charlie, there's something different about him. It was as if the guard, the man they had met, had been stripped away, and what sat before them was nothing but a blank canvas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's an example of the not good narration of Baby. I only did it once. Something bad always happens. Like she's just lying all the time.
Quote. And again, 2 pages later, quote, Dave is the fake name for William Afton in the novel. He's hiding out in another identity.
Because that's the kid that he first killed when he was outside that Murray's Costume Manor in that white van.
Anyway, just go with it.
I
Dave's
speak the
body
truth.
moved upward, straightening, but the movement was too smooth. He seemed to make
I'm not
no
a liar.
effort, use no muscles, and exert no energy. Dave's eyes opened steadily, glassy, and without emotion, like the robots on the stage outside. End quote. And there you have it.
Okay, see, now that's... No, he don't literally got entered inside of him at the time of Sister Locate. That's just because he's pretending to be an animatronic. That's because he's like, I am a spring trap, as it were. You know what I mean? I got a zit on my face.
Unless he gets his.
I got a pimple on my face. Minus aura, chat. I got a pimple on my cheek. Minus aura. No, my beautiful complexion.
Eldred's.
That totally just
I'm going to exfoliate tonight.
spelled it out for us,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
it? Like the robots
I'm
on the
exfoliating
stage
it.
I'm
outside.
exfoliating it.
In fact, the book makes a huge deal about Afton's eyes over and over again, like when the character John describes seeing Afton kidnap his friends on pages 120 to 122. Quote, the eyes, they were all I could see. They were dead, just dull and flat. Like they still moved and blinked and saw, but whatever was behind them had
Maybe
died
that's 'cause he's a
long
psychopath.
time ago. End quote. Died a long time ago, you say? Like perhaps in an underground murder bunker.
Yeah, see, this is also reasonable, though. This is reasonable. This is fine. Like, because, you know, at the time, he didn't have the...
Doubling as a robotic distribution center, perhaps. Now, real quick, let's pause here and have some real talk to Ennard, Baby, and the gang. Guys, we're gonna have a bit of an intervention here. If your goal is to blend in with the outside world and look like us, look like any other human, choosing to go with the purple eyes is not gonna be helping your cause all that much. Artificial intelligence? More like artificial idiots. Do your homework. Humans don't tend
When
to
they
have
said
purple
John
eyes.
was in the book,
seriously,
everyone
you have
started
a
saying John
blue-eyed
from Fun to
animatronic
Have.
just waiting to go. Look, there's Foxy. He has brown/orange eyes. Great. Anyway, I digress. Who am I to judge? Maybe we're all just left to assume that Afton walks around in those cool colored contacts. Anyway, it's not just the eyes that give away Afton as
Balor.
the animatronics meet Puppet. His overall physicality
Balor
has
does.
undergone a drastic change over the years as well. On page 4,
Damn, dude, he just did the mewing effect on Michael. Look.
overall physicality has undergone a drastic change over the years as well. On page 418, we hear that Afton started off robust and lively, a hefty man who had the ruddy geniality of a financially shrewd Santa
was
Claus.
jiggling.
Financially shrewd Santa Claus, huh? No one said the writing of this book was any good. There's clearly a
Full of
reason why only
jiggling
5...
Oh my god, that's what Glitch Trap is. It's his jiggly form. Yes, lore solved. Dead by
Fat
Daylight Glitch
Afton.
Trap. His jiggliness.
people made it all the way through this book. And I say that because on Amazon Kindle, they actually show you the most popular
Lore
highlighted sections,
solved.
and like, they all drop off by midway through the book, so I can only assume that I'm the only person who made it all the way through. The things I do for you. Anyway, soon after, our financially shrewd Santa Claus is accused of murder. He's released due to no bodies being found, and then he skips town. However, when he comes back, he's a changed person. Quote, Afton had been fat and affable. The man in the
Bruh.
picture was
Look at him.
sallow and thin, his skin sagging.
Oh my God,
His
no
expression
way.
unpleasant, as if he had forgotten how to smile. He looked like a poor facsimile
Yes,
of himself.
this is the best they
End
have.
quote. So when he comes back to town, he's not only lost a ton of
Afton
weight, but he
Claus
looks like
is
a poor
coming
copy of
to
himself. So that's
town.
us reading the subtext of these lines, but you don't even have to read between those lines. Afton tells us directly in the quote I used at the top of this episode. Quote, and what makes you think they won't kill you? John said again. Because
John
I'm
Romanoff.
one of them,
Yeah.
he said. I mean, let's face it is hard to argue with that one. He is outright saying he is an animatronic. Reading the book the first time, you all assume it's like, oh, he has a kindred spirit with these animatronics because he loves them so much and he dresses as one and this and that. But oh no!
That's not what I ever thought. I thought it was because he was a fucking weirdo.
Oh, after playing Sister Location, it takes on a whole new meaning.
And I
Now, there
know
are
it
two major complaints
Draz
against the
thinks
Afton
about it.
theory. One, that
Clara!
Baby's first lines are,
I
Sorry.
don't recognize you. You are new.
and
Clara!
two, that none of it makes sense if Afton bleeds out in Springtrap and
I'm
FNAF
swimming
3,
in it,
but there's
Clara.
an easy answer for both of these situations. First, think back to the FNAF world ending, where Desk Guy, who in our last episode we establish as Henry No Last Name Given, William Afton's partner in the Freddy Fazbear's franchise, confesses to building Baby.
Dude,
He's
why
the
were the
creator.
beats in old game theory so fire? Are you hearing this shit? This is mint, dude.
The one Baby would be most familiar with and not necessarily Afton.
That's
So
fine.
Baby not recognizing
I know.
Afton isn't
Crazy.
all that much of a stretch. And regarding Purple Guy's death, we see in the book that William is covered in scars. Scars left over from surviving one major round of Springtrap failures. Quote, Dave had been shirtless under the costume and now his bare chest was clearly visible. His skin was horribly scarred, with raised white lines that scored his flesh in a symmetrical pattern, each side of his body mirroring the other. He raised his arms and turned slowly in a circle, giving Carlton ample time to see that the scars were
Imagine being named Carlton.
Also note that we never actually see Springtrap die in FNAF 3, just collapse into his own pool of blood.
Oh my god, so is he saying that it's after
and
FNAF 3? That's
shiver
crazy.
there. The light never
That's
drains
cray-cray.
from his eyes.
Which
And
I guess
so-
makes sense because, I mean, it was so futuristic looking.
Silver Eyes shows that it's not only possible, but that William has indeed survived a Springlock failure in the past. So could the FNAF 3 incident be the reason he has all those scars in the book? Absolutely. Also, according to the timelines, the events line up. All of the events of Silver Eyes take place in 1995, placing it long after any events that we've seen in the games thus far, with the exception of Fazbear's Fright, which may have been a hallucinogenic dream sequence anyway. So all in all, cool story, bro. We play as Purple Guy in Sister Location.
Thank you for selecting Casual Bongos.
But why? What does all this mean for the plot of the game? It actually explains a lot, but from here it also tends to get really complicated.
He better watch. Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna watch Time Farm. Here it comes.
Because now we're dipping into the FNAF 4 surveillance footage, FNAF 4 locations
Here it comes,
being
chat.
tied to sister location,
Click-through
child
rate.
experimentation, and the identities of Baby and Ennard. So instead of rushing my way through it to get it all done in time, I'm gonna pause right here and hold all those explanations for—
Make sure you watch my next video and give me money. See, Chad, that's something called click-through marketing, where at the end of a video you give an incentive. One example of this would be if somebody who was teaching you about cool graphics cards was doing a video and going about the capabilities of the graphics card, right? And then at the end they, they're targeting PC builders. So at the end they say, but if you want to make the most of your graphics card, you're going to need a great processing unit to go along with it. And for that, I have a full guide on all the best processors right here. That would be click-through marketing, because you're targeting people who are already interested in the thing to watch more things. This has been Sales with T-Dreads. Now do it on that like button. Now. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, Chad, I'm probably going to end it here for today. After my nice, valuable lesson.
He's ending it.
I'm ending it all. Okay. So yes, chat,
Bro's gonna
I
pull a
would
Scott Cawthon.
but yeah, hit a like on the stream for me real fast, chat, so that way this gets picked up in the algorithm afterwards. And I will see you guys soon. Bye. Say bye, chat.
Goodbye, chat.
And obviously we will do
Bye.
bye do 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 do. Bye bye. Bye bye do 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 do. What are you meant to do now? Go back to gooning. Bye bye. Bye bye do 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 do. Bye bye. Bye bye do 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 do.